If you want to find out just how amazing Fallout Universes Beyond as a product is selling, then you've come to the right place, because in today's top 10 hottest selling cards in Magic this week, we are going to be discussing and taking a look at the amazing sales phenomenon that is Fallout. So stay tuned, there's so much to talk about. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for stopping by the channel today for the hottest selling cards in Magic. And a reminder, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and you'll see more Moxman. And if you want to support this channel another way, you can use my TCG Player affiliate link found in the description of this video, especially if you're shopping for any of these cool cards. Now let's take a look at the number 10 card. Now this one is not from Fallout, but it's kind of weird, right? This is Ardent Pella. Now this thing is an enchantment. It is 1 blue, 1 white, 1 generic. It has Exalted, of course, but then it also has Cascade. Never ignore the Cascade effect. This thing's got 4,251 sales this week, or $64,000 of sales volume. This thing spiked up massively to $15.06. Now the funny thing is, whenever there's a new set, there is always going to be a chance for new combinations, new creations. And of course, this card just got teed off huge, which gives a lot of reprint equity value to this particular card right now. But of course, if you wait that 60 to 90 days, things always calm down and this card price will fall back down to earth. You just got to be a patient player, but most of us aren't going to be patient, are we? We're going to go buy this card as soon as we can. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the number 9 card. Now this week's number 9 card is Sol Ring, but it is the Universes Beyond Fallout Edition. It's a 99-cent card, guys, but it still sold 6,587 copies, which is $6,521.13 in sales volume. Whenever there's a new Sol Ring, we've always seen these upshifts in the sales volumes of these particular cards. They kind of spike up, they get everyone's attention, and then the money just moves on. So I'm not expecting to see Sol Ring be a continuous person here on the list, considering how many iterations of Sol Ring there are. And the fact it's in every commander deck, yeah, this card's just here for the week to say hi. Chances are it's going to drop completely off the list next week. It's just all those people getting into the collector boxes, tearing into the Sol Rings and the different iteration versions. But in this case, it's this particular version I'm showing you, which is the one that's selling the most copies. Okay, that's why it's the one I'm being shown, not the cool one with the alternate artwork. Yeah, I'm just saying. Now let's go ahead. Our next card coming into the number 8 position, again, Fallout. Now this is kind of crazy, guys, but we are talking the Power Fist. That's right, guys, Universes Beyond. Now, Power Fist here and the number 8 slot with 6,800 sales. It's only $1.32. It's a very inexpensive equipment card. Equipped creature has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may put that many +1/+1 counters. It's kind of an epic card though, right? It's pretty fun. Now, the total sales volume though, it's only $8,976. This isn't some, world-ending card, but it is a great piece of equipment that's going to find a lot of gameplay for the next little while. And honestly, I kind of like the artwork too. It's kind of fun to look at. Kind of reminds you of like different movies from the 80s and 90s where they use some kind of electrified equipment to do some mega damage. And that's what it looks like here. But what I'm really finding here is the amount of collector boxes opened. The amount of market surge we've seen for all these Universes Beyond cards is truly an incredible thing to witness, because it just shows that last week's sales were a complete anomaly of lower sales, and this week we're ramped right back up with how many players were buying singles. Our next card is the Pip-Boy 3000. I know, I feel like I'm doing some kind of video from the 90s. 6,897 sales, or $60,000 again in sales volume. This is a single casting cost artifact equipment. It has equipped 2, and it says whenever equipped creature attacks, you choose 1. Now, of course, the different abilities are kind of fun. Draw a card, discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, or untap 2 target lands. Please remember that it did not say basic lands, it said lands, which means this thing can cause crazy connections with all kinds of other unique mana-based products out there. That's right, guys. All those amazing land cards you want to untap more than once. Well, the Pip-Boy 3000, it's here to make that become a reality for you. Right out of the future, right out of the Fallout. And that's why, let's face it, it sold that many copies. It makes perfect sense. It's only $8.70. It's still kind of bottoming out in price, but it definitely has a following of players who think they have found a way to make this work out for them, and they bought the card. Alright guys, stopping into our next Fallout edition is going to be Kellogg, the Dangerous Mind. This card's only $1.28. It's a very inexpensive card to come into the number 6 position, but it has 6,945 sales, or $8,889 in sales volume. 1 black, 1 red, 1 generic, legendary creature, human mercenary. Nice to see mercenaries again. It's got first strike, it's got haste, and of course whenever it attacks you create treasure tokens. Sacrifice a treasure token, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Kellogg. Activate only as a sorcery. Tell me that's not a powerful card. It doesn't even have to be, I mean guys, let's face it, he's going to see a lot of gameplay. I'm not expecting a huge value increase in the card, but the amount of sales copies means he's probably going to be on the list next week. We'll have to wait and see, but I think we're going to get there. Now, for our number 5 card this week, we're halfway through the list. We're looking at number 5, and it's Heroic Intervention. Remember when this thing used to be like a $30 card? Now here it is, down to $7.50. It had 7,110 sales, or $53,325 in overall sales volume. I am not very fond of this artwork. I get it, he's putting the guy aside and he's trying to save him. It just doesn't have that same quality I like to see in these kind of epic proportion things of the heroic intervention saved my life. It just doesn't suit it for me for this particular card, but let's get around that for a second and realize what this card can do, and the decreased price of this card makes it that much more accessible to players, which means we had an increase in overall sales of this copy of the card, and it is this particular version, remember. It's a cheap copy to get. Players wanted to buy it. Multiple decks like to have it. It makes perfect sense. Again, I don't know if it'll be here next week, but there's always that chance. So let's take a look at number 4 this week. Now for this card, we have to realize that the Silver Shroud costume, it maybe offers a little bit more. It is a 2 artifact equipment with flash. When the Silver Shroud costume enters a battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. That creature gains Shroud until end of turn. Equipped creature can't be blocked. This card is going to see massive play across a whole slew of decks because it's a generic artifact with a generic equipment cost. And because it's an equip that's generic, this thing's going to be insane. It's going to be in all kinds of different decks that will utilize different game effects to make it go off. An amazing card. $3.75. I can't believe it's even that cheap. It had 7,425 sales, or a total of $27,843 in actual volume. That's crazy for this card, and really at that price, who wouldn't buy a couple of copies? At least 4, right? For different types of commander decks. Now, number 3. Our number 3 card is Pick Your Poison, and this is from the Murders at Karlov Manor. It's the only Murders card on the list this week. Totally got kicked off. Now, we've talked about Pick Your Poison for a while here. This thing had 9,834 sales, and that's because it says choose one. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact, each opponent sacrifices an enchantment, or each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. The reason this card is so unique is it is not targeting, okay? The opponent has to target one of their things, and if it's only the only thing they have in play, you get to pick it off. Especially for some of these amazing equipment cards and some of the cards we are seeing from Fallout, this card works as a perfect counteract for what we're going to see. For the power level of some of these cards, this makes a perfect fit into your deck if you're playing green or splashing green because it's a single green to cast, and it's a sorcery, so it's not instantly fast, but it's quick enough to get the job done. Great card. Now let's drop down and take a look at our number 2 card. Now, this is Cogsworth, the handy helper from Universes Beyond. This thing is a 2/3. Commanders you control have Ward 2. Add 2 white to your mana pool, only to play for artifact or equipment aura spells, right? Or, of course, attach target aura or equipment you control to target creature you control, activate as a sorcery. Think about the high-end equipment costs, and this thing just attaches it? That's insane. This thing had 10,095 sales. It's only $2.60. I understand you gotta be using white, but of course white has a lot of enchantments. White has a lot of equipment that can fit into it. And now we've got more reasons for people to be looking at Sarah Sanctum on the reserve list, or a whole bunch of other enchantment cards like for Calyx and stuff. It's gonna be insane, guys. Pay attention to this stuff. People are gonna break apart these decks and mix in some crazy combos, man. They're making a soup of fun, and you're not invited to have any. All right, the number 1 card. You've waited this long. You wanted to find out what the most popular Fallout card was? It was the Nuka-Cola vending machine. I just like saying the name. Nuka-Cola vending machine. Now, this thing here is $17.07 as that market average. This thing is 3 to cast. It has 1 and create the food token. that has pay 2, you sacrifice it, and of course, yeah, you get to gain 3 life. But then, of course, whenever you sacrifice a food token, you get the treasure. This is an insane card, okay? The idea of this thing blows my mind. I can see why people are so loving it, but it's the sales volume. $210,354.32 is just out of my mind. It is insane to think that that's how much sales volume this single card had on the secondary market of what was available. Insanity ensues. I can't wait to see where this card's volume and value go, and I want to see what it's going to be like in 90 days. I will keep you guys apprised. Now let's get to the wrap up of the video so we can just discuss a few things here. The Fallout sales were truly through the roof. I want you guys to understand something here. It doesn't matter if you're pro or con, if there's Fallout sitting on the shelves still, or even if Fallout is still available at your local store and it suddenly appeared. Either way, players dived into this stuff. They cracked the singles open like it was an extra chocolatey pudding cup, because there were so many single transactions flying around the market, so many stores running out of singles cards, that it just blows my mind to see this many sales volume cards, and all but 2 contained within Fallout with high volumes. Now, I don't know if that can continue week over week. I think the money will move on quickly. I think this will probably have a whole secondary market kind of lull effect where we're going to see a big drop in sales because people wanted to get their hands on the cards right away. People wanted to buy these things now, either speculating or using. Take those out of the equation now, and we'll see whoever's left who hasn't bought it next week. But I will expect to see a whole slew of cards coming from different sets. Pick your poison, makes sense if it's still there. Maybe a few cards like Stroke at Midnight coming back around as players kind of fill out their decks or get more ideas. And because of the combinations of what some of these cards are going to yield to players, you may see a whole bunch of other enchantment cards or other pieces of equipment start showing up on the list because of what these sales have engendered to players. When they see I can connect A, B, and C, now I want to have D. But if enough people are thinking the same thing and go for the same card at the same time, it causes that spike in the value. It causes that surge in sales, and that's what MTG Finance will follow and find out for you. It's kind of crazy to be here on the channel and see this stuff, but it was awesome the entire time counting. I didn't mind staying up late to get this done for you. I want to thank you all for stopping by the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day in the world of Magic. I hope you're having fun playing Commander, playing Standard, playing Kitchen Table Magic, Pauper, whatever floats your boat. Maybe some Emperor? I don't know, I like Emperor too. We call it Wing. But either way, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another video. Have a great one. Hey, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons who are here on my channel each and every day supporting this content creation. Because of those patrons, because of my YouTube membership members, these daily videos are made possible. So thanks again for being part of my channel. Thanks for supporting the content creation. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for the Reserve List Top 10. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You are here at the end, and yep, it's been a late night because me and the Mini Mox went to a Raptor game last night. A buddy gave me some tickets. It was Mini Mox's first time going, and the last time I went was when Vince Carter was still part of the Raptors back then. So it's been a long time since I had an out like that. So this is a really late night video, but I got bright lights going, so it's okay. Okay, crazy stuff going on, guys. The reserve list stuff I haven't even started counting, so I have no updates or any hints I can tell you about the reserve list because it was a late night. And I was busy just counting these cards. But that Fallout sales are crazy. Now, I do expect it to fall off a cliff. I expect the sales to basically stop on Fallout collector boxes, Fallout Commander decks. People who wanted them already have them. So don't be surprised if everything goes and falls right off. Right out of like a Looney Tunes Acme episode of Wile E. Coyote chasing the Roadrunner. Just whoop, meep, and poof, down. Because it would make no sense for the sales to continue on. The singles market, though, single cards in some areas, I will expect to be there. But there's no indication from the sales volumes I saw that it's continuing over into a new week. It looks like it kind of went along. There's a trickle this week, the week of release, and now it's just going down. So I'm expecting to see Fallout collector boxes slowly go down in price, 10, 15 bucks by the end of next week. We'll see if I'm right. Prediction. Either way, it's crazy to see it. And then we'll see the money move on. Thunder Junction, Bloomborough, Modern Horizons 3, take your pick. Assassin's Creed. Interesting stuff going on in the world of Magic all the time. And thanks a lot, guys, for being here. Of course, let's not forget to leave the boomstick in the comments section, the Necronomicon, and if you made it this far, you shop smart, you shop S-Mart, and then you know what I'm talking about. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Well, you don't want me to leave? Too bad.